Prince William's recent surprise visit to the Doctor Who studios in Cardiff has sent waves of excitement through royal watchers, television insiders, and devoted fans of the show alike. The moment, captured just ahead of the BAFTA Cymru Awards, was more than just a casual drop-in. It was carefully staged to showcase William's ongoing role as BAFTA president, while also tapping into the nostalgia and global love for one of Britain's most iconic franchises. What unfolded was a fascinating mix of royal duty, celebrity spectacle, cultural advocacy, and pure fan delight that deserves to be unpacked in detail. Let's start with the setting. Badwall Studios in Cardiff is no ordinary production hub. It's the home of Doctor Who, His Dark Materials, and a growing slate of internationally acclaimed projects. Over the last decade, Cardiff has transformed into a powerhouse of television production, drawing not only British talent, but also international co-productions. When William stepped inside those studios, he wasn't just stepping into a workspace, he was stepping into the heart of Britain's creative industry revival. And then, of course, came the headline-grabbing image, the future king standing inside the 15th Doctor's TARDIS. The footage, released through the Prince and Princess of Wales official channels, shows William with an unmistakable grin as he places his hands on the console, glances around the glowing set, and momentarily seems less like a royal figurehead and more like a wide-eyed fan. That clip was instantly shared across social media, where hashtags like Future King in TARDIS and Royal Who trended within hours. Fans joked about him being the secret next Doctor, while others marveled at how even a royal couldn't resist the pull of time and space. For a fandom that thrives on iconic moments, this was pure gold. But beneath the fun lies a much bigger purpose. William didn't just appear at the studios to indulge in pop culture. He was there to highlight the Screen Alliance Wales initiative and the BAFTA bursary program. These programs aim to bridge the gap between raw talent and opportunity, especially for young people from underrepresented or disadvantaged backgrounds. William has been consistent in his message. Talent is everywhere, but opportunities often are not. His speech during the BAFTA Cymru Awards reinforced that idea, pointing out how bursaries cover training, equipment, and even relocation costs, giving budding filmmakers and technicians the chance to take that crucial first step into the industry. For the Prince, the TARDIS was the backdrop, but the real story was about access, outreach, and the future of Britain's creative workforce. Producers at Bad Wolf Studios were quick to praise the visit, noting how it placed a spotlight on Wales's growing role in global television production. Jane Tranter, one of the studio's leading producers, described the visit as a joy and highlighted how it validated the hard work of trainees and newcomers who are the backbone of future productions. For the staff and young apprentices present that day, meeting Prince William wasn't just a brush with royalty, it was a signal that their work and their industry mattered enough to be championed at the highest level. For Doctor Who fans, the moment carried symbolic weight. The console room William explored is more than just a set. It's a piece of television history, a design passed down and reimagined for generations of Doctors. In recent years, the show has faced a rocky patch with shifting creative directions, delays, and an uncertain timeline for future seasons. Seeing the TARDIS alive and glowing, with a royal visitor inside, reassured fans that the show's production heartbeat in Cardiff is still strong. Some fans interpreted it as a subtle message. The Doctor may not always be on screen, but the world of Doctor Who is alive and waiting. The timing of the release was no coincidence either. Just days earlier, William had appeared in an unusually candid interview with Eugene Levy on Apple TV+'s The Reluctant Traveler, where he spoke openly about his family, his hopes for his children, and the pressures of royal duty. That rare glimpse into his personal world made the Doctor Who studio footage feel like the next beat in a carefully planned narrative arc. First, William opens up as a father and a man, then he steps into the cultural spotlight as a patron and advocate. The two appearances together created a sense that the Prince is intentionally blending personal relatability with public duty in a way that resonates with modern audiences. Public reaction reflected this duality. Social media erupted with playful memes and jokes about William taking the TARDIS for a spin or becoming the next companion. At the same time, serious cultural commentators focused on his words about opportunity, equity, and talent development. Some praised him for using a pop culture moment to draw attention to a meaningful cause. Others were more skeptical, pointing out that photo ops do not automatically translate into systemic change. They argued that while Williams' spotlight is valuable, the real challenge lies in sustained funding, industry reform, and ensuring those bursaries truly deliver long-term careers for participants. Still, for the trainees present at Bad Wolf Studios that day, the visit was deeply validating. Imagine being a young set builder, costume trainee, or sound assistant, and watching the future king walk through your workspace, take an interest in your craft, and tie your efforts to a national conversation about opportunity. For many of them, that moment alone will be a lifelong memory, a spark of motivation that keeps them pushing forward in an industry that can be notoriously difficult to break into. It's also worth noting the broader cultural significance. Doctor Who isn't just a television show. It's a global export and a cornerstone of British cultural identity. Having a royal figure step into that universe underscores how deeply entwined the show is with national pride. It's not just a quirky sci-fi series. It's a storytelling tradition that has spanned decades, inspired countless creatives, and reached audiences worldwide. By placing himself within that space, William wasn't just indulging fandom. He was acknowledging Doctor Who as a national treasure, worthy of royal attention. Of course, not everyone was swept up in the magic. Critics online questioned whether the royal family's involvement in popular culture cheapens their image, or whether the visit was just another carefully orchestrated PR move. But even those voices couldn't deny the power of the images. William inside the TARDIS, laughing and curious, surrounded by the symbols of imagination and creativity. Whether you see it as a gimmick or as genuine engagement, the moment achieved its purpose. It got people talking, and it tied Williams' advocacy for the creative industries to one of Britain's most recognizable cultural exports. Zooming out, the visit also reinforced the growing importance of Cardiff and Wales in the global entertainment landscape. Over the past decade, the region has invested heavily in infrastructure, training, and international partnerships. Shows like His Dark Materials and Doctor Who have not only showcased Welsh talent, but also demonstrated that Cardiff can compete with London and other global hubs. Williams' visit drew attention to this thriving ecosystem, reinforcing the idea that the future of British television doesn't rest solely in London, but in regional hubs that bring fresh perspectives and opportunities. The symbolism of a future king standing inside a time machine is not lost on anyone. In a way, it mirrors the moment Britain itself finds itself in, balancing tradition with modernity, heritage with innovation, the weight of the past with the promise of the future. Doctor Who has always been about regeneration, reinvention, and resilience. And perhaps William's presence inside the TARDIS was a subtle reflection of those same themes within the monarchy. In the end, Williams' Doctor Who studio visit was far more than a quirky photo opportunity. It was a layered moment that combined fandom with cultural advocacy, personal charm with institutional duty, and lighthearted fun with serious messaging about opportunity and access in the arts. It was a reminder that symbols matter, whether it's a blue police box on a Cardiff soundstage or a prince using his platform to champion young creatives. And while fans will keep joking about William secretly auditioning as the next Time Lord, the real story is this. He leveraged the magic of Doctor Who to shine a spotlight on the next generation of talent, ensuring that, like the Doctor, the industry itself keeps regenerating for years to come. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.